Right guys, so the first thing we're going to do is going to be in our orthodox stance, side stance, WTF Taekwondo. Guard's going to be up just beneath the chin, and the other hand is going to be guarding the midsection. Very typical guard you're going to get in WT Taekwondo. And all we're going to do is our feint is going to be that. That's all it is. Arms nice and loose, hip speed, out and in. This feint is giving the impression that you're actually wanting to start using your hand techniques. Therefore, for you to use your hands, you have to be reasonably close. If my opponent is, say, 10 feet away, just started off a round, and the first thing I did was that, it's not going to serve a purpose. I'm out of reach, my opponent's just going to look at me and think, what was the point of that? You're nowhere near to me to even pretend you're going to even use your hands. So your opponent has to be quite close to make this believable. If my opponent's close, I'm not really going to be using that many kicks, with the odd exception, one or two maybe. But if your opponent's close, for the most part, you want to start using your hands. So get him thinking that you want to start using your hands. Flash him in. Now his mindset is thinking, oh gosh, Sam's going to start using his hands now. So he's going to then start looking at the hands, then I can start throwing something else. Maybe low section kick, maybe hook kick, whatever you want to play with. But this technique, literally, front foot steps out about 2 inches. Your hands just flicking out and flicking back. But the secret is keep nice and relaxed, keep nice and loose. You're looking at speed with this one, not back, out and in. Give it a play. Right guys, so our next technique is going to be quite a novel one, but it does serve a real practical purpose. Again, we're going to be in our WT Taekwondo side stance, orthodox, opponents in front of us. This one is now actually a bit more of a mid-range technique. We've done our close-range hands, we want to be a bit more mid-range now. Because we want our opponent to start thinking, we're going to start using our kicks. So from here, what you're going to do is that. Very simple. Reach down, just grab about halfway down the thigh, and literally just lift up slightly. Your opponent is now going to look at that subconsciously and think, oh, Sam's now wanting to like buck his trousers a little bit, so then it makes it easier for me to come in and start doing my legs. A lot of time when you're sparring, your trousers may start kind of sliding down somewhat, especially if you've got a groin guard on as well. It actually makes the whole groin area really uncomfortable, and sometimes makes lifting up your legs quite uncomfortable too, or a little bit awkward. So you'll see a lot of fighters, if they're sparring, before they want to start throwing kicks, if they're a little bit uncomfortable, they'll start going like that. That's them getting ready to start firing off kicks. So we want our opponent to start thinking that we want to start doing some kicks. That. That. It doesn't have to be over elaborate. As a matter of fact, the more elaborate you make it, the less believable it is. If I was sparring somebody and I went, ooh, like that, or from the front, it's not believable. You just look a bit like a twat. It has to be subtle, it has to be believable, it has to be convincing. Here, there. Almost like a subconscious movement, you're just doing that subconsciously. But give that one a play round. See how that one works in sparring. Dead simple, anyone can do it from any style, but it is actually quite extremely effective. Give it a play. Okay guys, so our third feint technique is going to be a fake lead leg 45-degree kick. So from here, you're bouncing up and down. You can have your guard up, you can have it down, WT, Taekwondo, whatever. And from here, our rear leg is going to come up to our front. Our front leg is literally just going to come out like so. We want our opponent to start thinking we're going to be doing front leg bichagi. Front leg 45-degree kick to the midsection. But we're not going to do that. Instead, we can do exactly the same mechanics, bring it up, but our legs are only going to come out to about here-ish. Looks like this from the front. Again, that's going to get into your opponent's mind that you're going to start kicking off the front. They're now going to look at that and think, oh, he's likely going to try doing that again. He favours fighting from the front. He wants to come in and start firing off front 45s, front side kicks. When really, what I could be planning to do all along, feinting with that front, catch with the rear. Or fast mode. So that's all it is. Give it a play.
Go on, Sam. Go on.
Right, guys, so technique number 4 is going to be even more simple than the lifting up the trousers. This one is going to be dropping the hands. Now, a lot of people ask me, Sam, you're from a WT Taekwondo background originally. What's the deal with you guys always sparring with your hands down? Doesn't it make more sense to have your guard up, defending the head? Well, dropping your guard is actually part of the game plan. If I'm fighting somebody from the side, got my guard up, I'm shielded pretty much. I've got my elbow here to go to the midsection. From this position, rising block this side. However, if I was to drop my guard, all this is exposed. Arms fading around to the side. It's a crap guard, you know. Anything and anything can get through this. And that's what I want my opponent to start thinking. So in sparring, I drop my guard. Quite commonly then, in WT Taekwondo, once you drop your guard, the technique you're going to get is 8 times out of 10 going to be a roundhouse kick. Somebody's going to see this big exposure and they're going to go, lovely, straight into the midsection. I want him to do that. So from here, I drop, his roundhouse kick comes in, enabling me to then slide in, punch his midsection, his round kick comes in again, I catch with a back kick, his round kick comes in, I catch with a hit like turning kick of my own. But it's a fake target. I'm presenting that target so he can attack in order for me to counter-attack. So that's why in WT Taekwondo, they'll quite often have their hands down. And also in WT Taekwondo, that's why, if you see even somebody with their guards down here, they'll just still bounce around for ages to do this. Because they know they're both playing that counter game. They want the other person to take that bait. So the technique, drop. Drop. In front, drop. Drop. Give it a play. Okay guys, so technique number 5 and final one. This feint is going to be the head bob. Now from here, sparring, and all we're going to do is just move our head in and back. Important with this, don't wiggle your head like that, like a heavy metal headbanger, because you are going to get yourself whiplash. Think of your head, your neck, and your shoulders as one block. You're leaning in with the shoulders with your head, so you're not just tilting my head. Shoulders, neck come in, come back. From the front. What you're tempting your opponent to do from here, when you move your head in, you want them to say, oh look, I can catch up a roundhouse kick. But my chin's up, almost goading, almost taunting them, I'm almost mocking them. Hey, come on, take a swing. Hey, come on, take another one. Ooh, come on, take another one. That's going to infuriate them, because your opponent's now going to start knowing that you're taking the piss out of them. You're basically saying, look, I can do this, I can move my head in, and I know you're not going to catch it. So it's tempting them to lose a little bit of that control. Once you move it in, tempts them to do a head-height roundhouse kick. You move simply straight back out of the way, their roundhouse kick goes and misses, you can then come in with something of your own. So again, if you really want to start taunting your opponent, drop your guard as well. You're basically now saying to them, look, I'm completely exposed and defenseless, and you still can't catch me. That's going to infuriate them even more. They're going to start losing control even more. Guys, give it a play.